Yo! Today we're having a look at Reclaimer Rock in Explorer. The Rock being the kind of prototypical black-green mid-range archetype, of which there have been a bunch of different variations in a bunch of different formats, but we're having a look at it in Explorer here, and in particular we're looking to take advantage of Elvish Reclaimer. Green for a 1-2, +2/+2 as long as there are 3 or more lands in your graveyard, has the 2-tap sacrifice land ability, search a library for a land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. And then that gives us access to a few different things with our mana base and a couple of interesting creatures to play around that ability. Adding this to the black-green mid-range shell, which has been a little underpowered in Explorer and Pioneer, overshadowed by things like Fable, the Mirror Breaker, and Croxer, but this is a kind of fresh angle, fresh look at it. Let's have a look. So we've got our Reclaimers. What are we doing with that? Let's start with our lands, I guess. So we've got 4 copies of Fable Passage, obviously Sacrifice, get a basic land card, put the battlefield tapped, and then if you have 4 more lands, it untaps. So plays a bit more like a normal fetch land in that regard, but obviously gets your Reclaimer online pretty quickly. Supplementing that, we also have a couple of copies of Riveteer's Outlook. As the battlefield, sacrifice it, and then when you do, search your library for a basic swamp, mountain, or forest card. Obviously, here we're just searching for swamps and forests. Put on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. You also gain a life. Kind of nice. The nice thing about Riveteer's Outlook is that if you search for off of Reclaimer in the effort to power it up, you're sacrificing a land to put 1 land into the graveyard, Riveteer's Outlook and put a second one, and then all of a sudden you only need 1 more and it becomes a 3/4. So occasionally you can often take your opponents by surprise. The life gain is nice, but we're wanting lands in the graveyard for other things as well. So in the toolbox we have 1 copy of Field of Ruin, we have a couple of copies of Argoth, which we'll get to in a second, and then we also have a Castle Lock when we can tutor for card draw. So one of the nice things about this version of the deck is that we get to play some nice lands meta cards. We have a couple of copies of Tireless Tracker, which is obviously great with both the Riveteer's Outlook and the Fable Passage. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, investigate, make a clue. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, it gets counters, it gets bigger. In addition to that, we have 1 copy of Ramanap Excavator, replay lands from your graveyard. Obviously, you're sacrificing lands to Reclaimer as well, so often just lets you hit your extra land drops, as well as being able to reuse effects like Field of Ruin, Besage You. You can, after you've activated it, play it, similar with Takanuma, or if they get rid of your castle somehow, or something else. Argoth in particular, being able to recur is quite nice, because we are playing 3 copies of Titania, Voice of Gaea, and this is one of the things that the Reclaimer version of that gives you access to, and we can very much flip Titania, Gaea Incarnate. So Titania on the front face, 1 green for a 3/4, with reach, hey, already pretty decent. Whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, gain 2 life, is really good at letting us kind of live versus the aggro decks, obviously stabling the board on the ground, but also getting that life to get yourself out of burn range as well. Beginning of your upkeep, if you have 4 or more land cards in your graveyard, and you both own and control Titania and Argoth, you get to flip into Titania, Gaea Incarnate. Power and toughness equals the number of lands you control. Vigilance, Reach, Trample, Haste. ETB, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Obviously, we're going to go through a bunch of land cards, put them into your graveyard to get the Titania online to flip anyway. That's kind of what the deck's trying to do. Then be able to just beat your opponent with it. Again, haste as well is actually super important here. Then it has this 4, put 4/+1/+1 counters on target land you control. It becomes a 0/0 elemental with haste. It's a game-winning ability. Just in general, if you flip it, you're almost certainly going to win the game, unless something crazy has happened. And then we have our lands and things, and then we have our black-based mid-range game plan. Thoughtseize and Fatal Push, Go for the Throat, Heartless Act's Power Kill, the kind of trifecta of 2 mana removal spells. A couple of copies of Scavenging Ooze, holding down the 4, obviously giving you some main deck graveyard hit as well. A single copy of Terra Sunder. I wanted a little bit of early interaction for artifacts and enchantments, but obviously later on it has that kicker ability, so just exile on land permanents is super handy. I do wish we had Abrupt Decay. Another video for that, maybe. A couple of copies of Dream Foul Trespasser. We've kind of made a couple of sacrifices, obviously, to make room for like the lands matter cards here, but it is, hey, it's worth it. We've got a couple of copies of Liliana, 2 Murderous Riders. I just wanted more answers for potential problematic planeswalkers. And then Shieldred's also a really lovely addition. With Tireless Tracker and Reclaimer, you're going to make a bunch of clues. You can just start just gaining a ton of life and drawing cards here with Shieldred, and obviously has the burn ability too to finish your opponents off. It's just pretty great. And then the 4-drop we're playing is 2 copies of Binding of the Old Gods. ETB is straight target on land permanent, and then also can search for a forest to put onto the battlefield tapped. Does get Overgrown Tomb if you need to. But we have plenty of basics as well, and so we'll then give you resources for the other stuff we're doing with lands. We kind of went through the mana base already, but there's 4 Overgrown Tombs and 1 Blooming Marsh. You don't have tons of lands in this deck, you have to manage what you're fetching for a little carefully. The 4 Fable Passage, the 2 Riveteer's Outlook, we've got a Besage, you've got Takanuma Castle, 4 swamps, 5 forests. there's a lot on the mana base. I will have a deck list in the description. Let's have a look at the sideboard, and then I'm going to hop into some ranked matches. So, supplementing what we have in the main deck, we have some more hand disruption. Obviously, we have the 2 copies of Liliana's and the 4 copies of Thoughtseize in the main. We have a couple of copies of Duress here in the sideboard, along with 2 copies of Go Blank, which is the added bonus effect of exiling your opponent's graveyard. Ideally, with Go Blank, you want to get the last 2 cards in hand. Sometimes that's not entirely possible. Depending on how the draws work out. Versus green, we also have Noxious Grasp, which also comes in, obviously, versus Mono White, Aggro, or Angels. It's just very, very solid across the board. 2 copies, more copies of Terror Asunder for decks with artifacts enchantments. Again, being able to just later on cast it for 4 and just hit any non-land permanent is super sick. More graveyard hate alongside the Go Blanks. Obviously, gotta have some stuff for Greasefang. We have the Scavengers in the main deck. I want to diversify a little bit, so we have Unlicensed Hearse as our choice in the sideboard, 3 copies, and then versus aggro, we've got the kind of two-tailed comet, if you will, of Kalatas, Traitor of Get, and Ritual of Sut. Obviously, if you care these into each other, it's great. Kalatas, on the face of it, if a non-token creature your opponent controls will die, exile a card, make a zombie. Obviously, is a 3/4 lifelink to block the bottom of the board as well. But then Ritual of Sut, just simply destroy all creatures with mana value 3 or less. Play the Kalatas, you play the Ritual, you make a bunch of zombies, kill your opponent's stuff. But Kalatas are already good at stabilizing, you have plenty of removal in the main deck anyway. This is just kind of living the dream. But all 4 of these cards come in versus aggro. And then lastly, the last card, Sorin the Mirthless. Wanted to have a Planeswalker in the sideboard. Sorin's probably the most versatile in these colors. If you want to draw cards, it does that. If you need to block, it does that. It makes threats. It's, yeah, Sorin's great. And so, this is Reclaimer Rock. Let's hop into some ranked games. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it, like the video, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, 2 ranked. Getting underway here with match number 1. We're up against. Good to be able to play. That's excellent. Lands and spells. We can find our Black Source. Seems good enough to keep. We'll Fable Passage turn 1 and then look to Thoughtseize most likely, but if our opponent's on something aggressive, they are playing Jagantha. We maybe need this Fatal Push very early online. Alright. No need to reveal yet though. We'll do it in step. Ooh, green-red? Green-black with Elvish Mystic. There's a couple of different sacrifice strategies. That could actually be where we are here. Interesting. Yeah, I think highly likely green black sacrifice. We'll take the opportunity to play the Argoth and then we'll just push the elf. Makes the most sense. Look to trespass the next turn. Does mean we're like kind of casting the Thoughtseize kind of late, but it looks like we have time. Oh jeez. Okay, well now I do want to see what's up, but we will attempt to trespasser. I'm gonna field I'm playing now, because you may want to use it to find a second Black Source sometime soon. Just go ahead and eat the elf. No problem. They find the Evergreen team. Yes, it is green-black sacrifice. I posted a deck with a list with this fairly recently, but Todd Anderson's been playing it a ton in Pioneer. So Reeve is one of the best cards that enabling increase the Forgotten Gods. I think it's about time we had a look at see what's going on over here. Now that we have the cast, let's go to the second Black Source. Company, or is it a put Cutthroat? They do still have 2 elves, they can Company next turn. They're going to get 1 Company off. It might be worth taking the Cutthroat just to deny them a bit here. Also gives us food to eat with the Trespasser. That way they at least, like... I think this is the best shot. It's one of the instances where we get punished for playing Scavenging Ooze over the Black Exile from play. Okay. And yeah, we'll eat this. So if I attack, they get triple block, but we want to eat the elf anyway. So we'll just go ahead and run this. No interest in exiling my cards. Please triple block. Please triple block. I will happily eat the elf. I was gonna say, there's no way, surely. Alright, they find land anyway, actually. Would have paid off. Alright. Clench our teeth a little bit. So, Vron's an interesting one. Triggers once per turn. But can trigger on both players' turns. And when something dies, each opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. It's a nice addition from Phyrexia. They don't want attacking, so we can eat stuff. So, it's like, do we kill Vron or do we kill Woe Strider? They have currently One card in the graveyard. We know we've got the company coming, so you maybe want to hold off on this. Now would they triple block? They maybe throw would they throw Varn under the brush? I think I kind of want to flip the trespassers. I think that's how we kind of have a route to win. Though letting them attack can also be a little dangerous. Yeah. Let's do this. Sure, we'll eat company. We don't have a creature of our own, so we'll just submit zero. Let's see if they make any blocks here. So they have Ron once per turn, so they're going to probably sacrifice this on our own step anyway. Oh, they're going to chuck the Strider away. Interesting. So... what are we killing? So, we're going to trade with the Voice Rider, that's fine. Then a case of which of these we want to make sure is the graveyard. I guess like the elf. Doesn't mean we're not power winning the Vran instead. Vran would be fine. What happens if we no, we get out to nothing in play. Let me do this. I'm going to trigger this turn anyway. Without the Voice Rider there. This also denies them potentially getting the Voice Rider back in a bit with the escape ability. Just getting them the mana gone. We're on an awkward spot though. And yeah, they can sacrifice these and go digging for another company, use the book that's right, whatever. Been a while since we had any company on upkeep memes, but this is a good point for it. If they've got something good on top for them to play. We'll play a land. Yeah. It's looking a little ropey. Do with Vron. There's some interesting. Oh, Priest is a beating. Yeah, I'll use the Voice Rider now just to make sure they get the Vron tree on their turn. It's important to optimize around that. Just get the max uses out of it. But to be fair, I don't know if they'll attack anything on my turn. This is pretty tough. We're on 12. We can go down to 10 here, and then 1, 2. We have a company, but we don't know what they've got on top. Oh, well, we don't know if the card that they described to last... I think that's on top of the last one. Basically need to look for a removal spell here. So, the field was important to keep untapped again. So we draw into a Murderous Rider, which is one we wouldn't have been able to catch. We're looking like something like a Fatal Push. We could have field activated, got rid of the Voice Rider, or the Vron, but all three of these are really, really strong. The Priest will actually let them sack these two away, and then also have the Resource Engrave to escape the other one on the way back. We're not going to get to block with the Trespasser, so we should attack with it. We get to exile the Voice Rider in the graveyard. Which, you know, matters a bit. Hope we're not actually dead. Excuse me. So we wouldn't know how to activate Castle anyway. Sorry, activate field anyway, we wouldn't have the mana. They make attacks here, they can sacrifice on the unstep, so we go down to 5. Okay, they're rethinking a bit. We go to 6, they can sacrifice... Oh, they've got priest activation. Then we get these 2 life, get a 2. Yeah, they can just cancel that upkeep. Oh, they sack the rest of the Vron though. Which means it's not impossible, but I assume they've got something else. Do the book cuts right, do it. Oh, Typhoid to bring out Vron will finish us off. Okay. Well. Alright. Things we like. We like Kalatas. We like Ritual of Soot. I'm considering bringing Noxious Grasp, but we might not end up doing that. We've got some cards that are pretty slow. Shoulder's actually really important for maintaining our life total. The Binding of the Old Gods we can kind of get rid of. Though they may have Tyvars and stuff. Maybe we take out the Murderous Riders, bring in slightly more efficient stuff with sweepers and leaving the bindings. We're relying on getting to 4 mana. Liliana's very miserable. And then at that point, like the Terra Sunder's not up to much. Oh, they could bring in my favorite card, Shaper Sanctuary. We leave in 2. It's not dead, but it is pretty bad, right? We have Binding to kill it. We're kind of gonna have to play through it a little bit. I'm also not entirely sure they'll have on the sideboard. Other stuff, like we actually do want Thoughtseize here because we want to be able to take like Priest and Ron and some of their important cards. Trespasser over Tireless Tracker. The Tracker's not great here. Titania, we would like to get online. Not really reusing any of our lands, and maybe the Excavator can kick them out. We're not trying to like Field of Ruin them out or something like that. What can I go off for Tireless Tracker? Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm still a little torn on Terra Sunder. It's only a maybe. We don't know they have it. It's just a little likely. Alright, let's roll this back up for game 2. Gonna play again. One land hand. We're playing 25 lands. Which I did increase. Looks like we're just gonna log into Oblivion. We'll keep this at 5 on thoughts. He's keep double fatal push, that maybe gets us 3. And then we'll hold on Titania. That maybe give us some life back. Leave with the castle. Hope the fatal pushes do work. I think this is where we are. Notably in this deck, actually, the mana elves are not necessarily what you want to fire your fatal pushes at. Just because it revolves around like a number of very important, like 2 and 3 mana cards. You have a decent number of ways to activate fatal push in this deck. Obviously, like 6 lands that do it, plus like Reclaimer itself would do it. The other bits and pieces. Tireless Tracker clues, all sorts. I'm not going to push her either, that's for sure. Maybe just make Titania and then start going off with lands here. Or alternatively we say, okay, we wait a turn and we gain a bit of life off of it. It does Stonewall, and don't expect them to have great answers of creatures left in their deck. This is fine. Stops the bleeding. And if they're lacking on payoff cards, they've not played mana, guys, so they're not accompanying for another, or at least another turn. They've not made a Shaper Sanctuary, which I was always super afraid of. It's just something like a Woe Strider. Interesting. This is not what I expected. The Cult Conscript is out of left field for me anyway. Okay. How do you feel about this? Yeah, so can we return to the battlefield if a non-skeleton creature died this turn? So it has some like, decent recursion. There are no other skeletons in the deck, I don't think. So, that's all right. We're gonna want to fatal push the. Is it the book that's right? I'm gonna make the attack first because they might block with some stuff. Yeah, that was. I guess sort of hoping nothing. I'll fire this off now, just so we haven't. We don't get like have them untap, play a land, and then have company in response. Be brutal. And this is fine. Holding up Fabled Passage plus Company, which clears up like Woe Strider and some of the problematic stuff. Speak of Woe Strider, we're actually going to respond to this trigger. They can't just sacrifice the token straight away. Grab a swamp. Alright. They make the attack. I will not block with the Reclaimer. Have a think about it. Lands are going to be got one at the minute. This time we're going to go get... Okay, got a bit of stuff to do. See cards in the graveyard? We're worth thought seizing. See if they... And they might have something like a they have company floating around. Taking Tyvar is excellent. We'll snap that off. And so this time... 1, 2... We can get the... Became online. Do I want to attack with Titania? I think I do. We may be able to ambush them with the Reclaimer blocks. They've not seen the Riveteer's Outlook yet. This block surprises me as well a little bit. I guess we know their hand's not got much in. They do have answer for Argoth in the Besagi. So like I kind of hope they play it out instead of the Overgrown team. But I don't know if that'll happen. Let's activate. We'll sacrifice the swamp here. This is where we get him. Riveteer's Overlook. I always say Outlook. Apologies. Always gets me there's not a thank you button. Yeah, so Titania actually keeps us quite healthy while we do this. I'll just go grab Swamp again. We managed to activate Castle. Aha! Get him. Got him. They play the Overgrown team, they leave Besage up. Makes sense. They maybe play it next turn. Oh, now we have an Argoth. I guess it'd be rude not to. There's an interesting window here. You basically have to respond to the Besage to get the other one. But obviously on upkeep it'll... Green... Black... Black... Castle, that can resolve. Interestingly enough. Alright, there's a Vran. Script, get the Vran. Excuse me, sorry, that was uncalled for. No blocks here. That's fine. Here we go. And we're really going off to the races. I'm gonna play Kalatas as well. Yeah, I wish I came unfortunately offline. That was a lot of fun to deal with. Down to 7 this turn. And then next time we can kind of hop off with like passes and that kind of stuff. Alright. Nice. Love that. Love that. Like how we sideboarded, we've not seen the Shaper Sanctuary, but I'm not putting it past them, so I think we keep Terrace under there. They never Besage. They might have a second one on the board that occasionally does like crop up in these kind of green-black decks. But I think I want to leave the Excavator out. The go blanks are interesting. Maybe this is better than bailing on like Terrace under type stuff. The scavenger users as well. We can catch like the last couple of cards in hand, which would normally be like collected companies. I'm selling myself on it. And then what? Maybe we go completely the other way, like get rid of Thoughtseize. I don't know. Taking like companies is super powerful. On the draw though. Maybe Noxious Grasp, so the creatures want to kill a black. Let's do this. This is also I'm like not like enthralled by. Like Graveyard Chestpass is good. You gotta need some threats. And it does interact with the graveyard, it eats Woe Strider while it's there, which is, I mean, to be fair, it shouldn't be if they're, well, it's there if we're doing alright. Not there if they're pacing us. They're gonna be on the play though for game 3, which is problematic. Again, another one-land hand. Well, I still didn't cut one game down to 24. Alright. We'll mulligan. And we will keep 6. Get rid. We have Binding plus Kalatas. So the Kalatas is great. Graveyard Chestpass kind of forces out some removal, but Binding kind of carries a bit of weight behind it. We're not getting Trespass. We're not getting Reclaimer alive until turn 3, actually. So I think actually we want to bury the interesting. What do we draw? We drew Forest. Well, Kalatas does make the Forest means that we can get Reclaimer online on turn 2. We may as well look to do that. Get our stuff going. Alright, Cutthroat Elf is better than seeing. Ooh, actually, the overrun team here is really nice. The guys are going to sacrifice one of the lands anyway. It gives us a 4th land. We do get Kalatas on time. Maybe save myself some life here. Yeah. To be fair, we are 5 lands, so hey, it is what it is. We might just get companied out of the game though. That's also possible. They'll obviously have some answers to creatures post board, so we might just not get to untap with Kalatas. That's fine. They're gonna have a company. Have to deal with that. Gonna grab oh. No big shenanigans. We'll just remove. Go Outlook. 21. Let's go. Already winning. And we'll grab a swamp. Okay, so Overgrown Team, or alternatively we go Fabled Passions this time, which lets us get this online. Means we're going Overgrown Team, Kalatas next turn. Yeah, okay. Means you can like very safely block anything they throw at us. Okay. There is the company. No whammy, no whammy. That is absolutely what we did not want to see. Oh, Priest of the Forgotten Gods is, well, actually, no, except to sacrifice. I think it works out. I presume they just sacrifice the mana guys because they don't need them anymore because they make mana off the Priest of the Forgotten Gods. The worst possible is they go activate priest, sacrifice mana guy, company off of the extra mana. They do not. They sacrifice it for run away. Means maybe they have a Tavar actually. That'd be even worse. I clicked too many things. That's fine. They do have the Tavar. Interesting. We even get some super online. We're on 13. It's usually if they have an answer. I'll go for a swamp on the off chance we draw a forest. Drew swamp, which is fine. We cast Kalatas. They respond, sacrifice a bunch of things. And then we get to play the game, I guess. Oh, that did happen. Don't do it. Don't do it. Alright. Well, if they had two non-crit token creatures, then we'd be dead. But they do not. That's fine. Kalatas is somewhat priest-proof. Though. Okay, there's a lot going on here. They can add Gigantha or they can Tidal stuff. 3. They could bring back Lazotep. Would have been better than this, I think. I guess they're relying on having to be able to have an answer to the Kalatas anyway. We need to work out what we're doing here. Kalatas, I think, does to be legendary green creature. It does have to be legendary green creature. Okay, we'll play the Argoth out, so it's play. I feel like I'm in a Binding Tithe, but it is tempting to go and like take the priest. If they have an answer to Kalatas, we're dead. They're not gonna respond. Currently we're dead either way. I think I just get rid of the Tithe. No attacks. They can maybe work something out where they can find 7 damage to combat. But that causes some issues. Gigantha also huge, to be fair. Okay. Final go Ruin Tomb, put into play tapped. Let's go Forest. Oh, we can't activate and play Reclaimer. This is to be a zombie, right? Oh, it can be a vampire. Getting this online is probably most important. Yeah. Alright, no attacks. He's got some kind of block of Gigantha. He has some temporary solutions, certainly. Bush Rider's interesting. Oh, what happens if we go to 2? They can't find 2 damage like this, can they? I think this is the time we say no blocks. Go to 2. Then no, the preset activation kills us. It does still have the 2 lose 2 life. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, okay. Ah, that should do it. They do get to scry their board away. But we get the zombies. So it should be fine. We can also sack zombies to Kalatas and attack, which is fairly good. Alternatively, if it kills both the Kalatas, then I haven't used it yet, then I'll look very silly. Oh. I didn't think there were enough. Yeah, it's just the one and then the 2 life from Kalatas. I was like, have I like really messed my maths up? I knew we were like about dead. Like if they have another non-token creature, then the Kalatas dies anyway. They do have a company. Oh, they're scrying to. Oh, they needed. Oh, they found a Lazarus Reaver. Yeah, it's done. Fair enough. Yep. Oh dear. We got. Well. It was all looking so good. I was not thinking out of the company, but I would have made. You leave with that? Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, I'll see you in the next round game. That was a. Jeez. Yeah. All right. After a nail-biting game versus Black Green Sacrifice, here we are with the second match. Let's see what our opponent's on. This looks pretty solid. How the failed battle to find Black Source. Yada yada. We'll find a second Black Source for Shieldred. Probably. Strongly suggests red black. I guess state the obvious, why don't I? Yeah. Yeah, but I mean mid range, not. Yeah. Yeah, we'll find our swamp. So we hit Leon as well. I would actually quite like to find a second swamp. Okay. We can maybe masquerade as mono black for a bit here. Where's they go? We can go Besage Liliana and keep hold of the Argoth. Holding this off as long as possible is pretty nice. Not tons of target to Fatal Fish, but okay. I want to hold Power Word Kill for the bigger stuff. Interesting decisions here. I sort of want to go Liliana down tick and then want to make Shieldred next turn. Obviously exposes Liliana to things like Bonecrusher Giant, but them taking their turn to do that would be fine for me. Alright. See you later, Loot 3. Ooh. Don't love that. Crocs is a bit of a nightmare. Dress takes the power word kill, but they do get to see double Shieldred. Might change how they decide to play their turn. Mountain. Sure, they're just gonna stomp here. You can't see yard. Want to hold on to the Besagi to deal with a Fable. Ideally. We're close to being able to activate Argoth. Alright, I do have to worry about Croxer. Why do they not make a black-green Elder, right? Why? Instead we got Blue Minoko. Okay. Very busted. Sure. want to do this now. It does enable Fatal Push, but we don't want to untap and be able to, like, Reflection, Bloodtide Harvester. Like, keep if we respond to it, or something. It's like, if they have Fatal Push, they're gonna have Fatal Push. Other interesting thing here is that we can go Liliana, and downtick. Maybe we'll see if they sacrifice the Bloodtide Harvester or they go for the Backbuster. There's a few things going on. I'm a little wary of Croxer getting turned on, but it might be alright. Oh, servers, please. No. What's happened? Alright, what's out? We now maybe lose Liliana for nothing. This is painful, but alas. As downtick and not attacking them was like, I don't know how I get the Liliana to actually do the Liliana thing. Not the end of the world, but absolutely not what I was wanting to do. Let's so you hold on to the Sheldred.
Fine, I'll take my zombies and leave.
They are on 10, to be fair. The text may be fine. Or they have this, they can just... Right. Don't want to protect the Sheldred in my hand. 1, 2... No, 1, 2, 3. That's in graveyard. I want to get one more in there, so actually we'll keep hold of it, just so that we can discard it. They're gonna have 4 here. They're gonna be super low even with the like hey even if they get Crocs out. Which again, they can just do if they want to. We're at 22, have a bit of a buffer. The Sheldred effect. Alright, they're gonna Fable instead. Which is, I think, fair. How does this go if we attack? They block here. We make Reclaimer. Guy. They can double block Sheldred, but we make a new one and they die. These are crew 3. I mean, they're on 4. We don't attack. Let's make another bet. What do we run over? Yeah, imagine if we had... To be fair, you could play a Jund version of this deck if you really wanted to. There's just so many pieces to put together. There's always way more cards that you want to play than you have space for. Play a copy of the World Tree and then one copy of Croxer. So here... Things never quite go how I want them to do, I feel like. There's a lot of cards that I want to bring in. We then need to work out what we can actually get rid of. This is interesting as well. So we already have the Scavenging Users. I don't want to leave too much into Graveyard Hate. We have like Code Blanks here. We have the Scavenging Users. Things tend to end up in mirrors in like a top deck wall. Red Black's particularly good at that. Obviously, they've got really, really powerful cards, Croxer, Fable. that we don't necessarily have access to, but we do have our own tools. And we can Gaea, which is I guess our version of Crocs. I don't love keeping Fatal Push in the mirror. These Terra Sunders can grab they're playing Bankbuster as well. But Fable and obviously hit both the big creatures and any planeswalkers they bring in. So I super handy. They've got bindings, kind of similar stuff. I'm not in love with Kalatas. I think bringing one is pretty reasonable. And then over here, Liliana, not great, especially when we're on the draw. Though again, it can be fine. Like maybe bringing them back in on the play. Murder Tridix, we don't know. Sometimes things are really like since printing Sheldra, the red-black mirror has been very well. Red-black's been very creature focused, less like Chandras and things. There are just infinite good 4-drops to play. I don't expect to have much hate on our lands. I'm going to cut the Rambling Apex here. I think we roll up with this. We'll see. See how it goes. It might be because of what I was saying about creatures, that the dresses are not where we want to be. This is fairly flexible. We maybe dress early to make space for the Reclaimer. Oh, no, they're going to leave the Thoughtseize, okay. Well, they're going to see what we see. They see Tireless Tracker. Hey, that's the other thing, we have like Tracker Passage plus Outlook. And so this could go a lot of different ways, to be honest. Okay. They took our duress, so we're going to duress them. Let's get rid of the despair. Let's just get that out of there. We know they've got an edict. We know they've got lands. Attacking them also like pretty nice. They can avoid playing it. Ooh, okay. Lands and sequencing and things. We play the Argoth. We want to save the Failed Passages till ideally we have another land for our draw step. Realistically. But hey. We sacrifice the Reclaimer to the go blank's interesting. Double duress. Titania Pipe Dream. Maybe get rid of these. Well, I think we have to keep the Reclaimer. This feels dumb, but we don't have the mana right now. The Reclaimer presents a pretty big threat by itself. And they don't know about this yet. Well, actually, that's not true. They do know. They've seen this enough. Imagine that we have the half lying around, and they see we're playing Reclaimer. I'm sure they've got a brain. Alright, they're gonna eat it this away. That is fine. I'm trying to work out if I want to leave. Bankbuster. That's nice for drawing them out of this. I think I do want to find a land now. I'm gonna take a draw step. Okay, well if we draw a second Murderous Rider, we want to find double black. But if we drew like second land or anything else, or green card, you maybe just wanted to be able to cast Titania. We just get to cast more spells if we find a black source. Double Bankbuster. Okay. Oh, and then kind of tough. Kind of tough. I do just want to jam Titania though. No, I think we just try and cast some more spells. Find the green source anyway. I will make Titania here. You just want to get to 5 lands to start activating Argoth. Currently don't have any resources. We just have to hope we fade a removal spell for a couple of turns and get Gaea online. Not that we have loads of lands in the graveyard right now, but not doing stuff. They see double murder. Strider. Fair enough. Got this card is Shadow. Bear. This thoughts isn't up to anything. Maybe it's pushed to the honor later. Yeah, this game might go their way. Let's see. Back if that's still going to make a big difference. One of the, I guess, it's a recent-ish adaptation for a black. Go blank solid. You will swift down the Misery Shadow. But you know, better play. Maybe if they have a reels, will they get rid of Titania here? They just have like our swamp, so I'm very confused. Yeah, this is like a top 8 push. If they've still got their bid. Rep. No lands in graveyard. Man down. Harvester. They could attack though. Interesting that they don't, to be honest. Alright, it's time to duel. I'm gonna go find a forest and then activate. And hopefully mill 3 lands. That's what I'd like. Oh, come on, please. No lands is an alternative, but a lot of cards that we do want. That's unfortunate. In for a penny, in for a pound, though. Alright, that'll make the pirate. They can harvest our bear. And nearly harvest Titania, which would be, you know, not what we want. Bank Buster number 3. Okay. I thought 2 was like a fairly reasonable number, but apparently I was wrong. Do I want to play the swamp? No, not really. I mean, the bear plan is not bad. I'm popping off a life gain. It bought out Liliana's, but I'd like to be able to like discard this turn to get an extra land in the bin. It's just so many free cards, so many extra cards. Just need to hit someone good pretty quickly. But you also, you know, if you draw a Tireless Tracker, having the swamp is very nice. Or having a land at hand is always handy. Trespasser, solid. Or you exile him. They're going for a land or a creature? Well, they're going to go for creature, okay. Deal. Ooh, and they had a Shell Dread. Well, hang on to... I think they did draw 2 cards. So... Could have not had it the entire time. 3... We'll go ahead and send it. Look at the row of dreadnoughts we're about to get clobbered by. Well, sort of. This is pod racing, etc., etc. I am again in life, so hey. But threatening the Titania activation. We do be threatening. It's just so many extra cards. Gaea does also get blocked by Shieldred. Okay. We're popping. got a 10 turn. I'm trying to work out exactly how much this will do here. We had to make 4/4s. This gets blocked by these two plus this, right? Well, I can just stick Soldier in front of it. 1, 2, 3. Not that almighty. Dying some cards might be solid. Also, we have Scavenging Ooze, which will make another big threat. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna run it in there. Would be happy trading it for Soul Dread. Maybe the sad thing. That is what's gonna happen. Let's make a land a 4/4. And they could still have a removal spell. Guess the thing. Alright, I've just done a 13. These trade off, and then I think I'm gonna say go. Hold on to the Scavenging Ooze. Well, it is a little keeping it in hand. But there are a bunch of things to be going on with. Oh, if they go Croc, if they've like drawn into Croxer, then I'll cry. Table. How do I feel about this? I'm gonna cast any Titania. So we have one more copy of Argot off. Without Rapanap Ruins, we actually don't have a way to get the other one. So not Rapanap Ruins, Round of Excavator. This is to actually start with the forest. Offer a trade-off for one of their things. I'm gonna block with the pilot, which is fine. I think I do cast this. I've got swamps left to find. Sorry, forest left to find. There are 2 left in the deck. The right number. Alright. I kind of also hope they haven't brought in any kind of weird sweeper, but that's fine. The end turn. Stop drawing cards, please. There's one more card left here. If you're watching your list and like, oh, this black green deck is looking okay, you remember they've drawn like an extra 8 cards this game. Okay. They probably have an actual Scavenging Ooze. We'll fetch a response. Let's do some thinning. That is actually good for us. Oh, the one I exiled, it probably did. I think we just want to exile a Sheldred. Oh, there's one here. I'm dumb. That's fine. Yeah, 5 forests, 4 swamps. This Fatal Passage doesn't actually fetch anything. It does have, again, it's 2 life, offer Titania instant speed. Fuck it. Sure. There's a time we trying and like build up a bunch of resources with Gaea. And just like slowly turn all lands into portals. But versus Redback is super dangerous. You could have a removal spell for the Gaea itself at any point, and then also obviously could start killing the lands, which is right. Sure. Shrug shoulders. That's fine. We still have some good top decks here, though. Oh, we have one more copy. Oh, actually, do we? One. Yeah, we have one more. We have one more copy of. I'll block like this if they have a removal spell. They have a removal spell. Sure. Okay. And not exactly what we wanted. Again, in the situation where we can attack with our fine forest here. We see a little bit more on the back foot, but they've got Fable flipping. Need to find a removal spell. Love to have this Besage back in hand. To be fair. Alright, it's the last card gone. It's my debut single, 9 cards up. Actually, 9 cards behind. There. There's the crux. Fair. Yeah, we did make Gaea, it didn't work out. So now we suffer the consequences. Well, we'll take another turn. Alright, down goes a bear. And what are the attacks going to be? Well, this is just rude. I'll trade one of these for one of these. Still the bleeding slightly. The thing is that gotta deal with the Crocs at somewhere down the line. Here comes the boom. So they get to Reflection Glutton next. They've got enough creatures that this is going to be. We're on 22 now. Right, 20. They get to go Copy Glutton. That'll do 2 on entry, plus another 4 on attack, plus 3 for the Crocs on attack, plus all the actual damage. That's a turn too late. And we can call it that. Right. Okay. 1 game left. We get to be on the play. They have seen what we're doing now. I kind of want a little more. I'm feeling better about Liliana. Help control the board. Awkward versus the vehicles. I don't feel better at Terra Thunder. I think 2 is probably the right number. I think 3 is probably a little too many. If they don't have them, then we're gonna strand ourselves with cards we can't cast till later on in the game. Yeah. Oh, I should probably put the Random Excavator back in. But they have a bunch of waste decks on the graveyard as well. It doesn't seem great. Just like the scenario when we're like, oh yeah, we've used them. On the play, we've Argos only green source means we can't play that option come out at 1, but that is okay. Other than that, things are looking pretty solid. If we don't get to cast the Sorin, we're in really good shape. Come on, bear alert. Almost since run the scavenging use out. Oh, the other thing that I've noticed as well is I was thinking about like, actually all like the good cards and like all the best cards in black and green are like at 3. If there was enough stuff at 2 with like scavenging use, and another couple of players. Then like a green-black mid-range with Tyvar, where you just got a bunch of like really powerful 2-drops and recurring them. Does seem pretty powerful. Kind of want to save this duress, just because we can make Trespass on curve now. I'm not going to eat the Reclaimer. Need to the Scavenger Goose later, get some counters. Tap land. Oh, Edict is a nice way to get rid of that as well. I think that the... I kind of like Duress Scavenger Goose, but slamming Sorin is also pretty solid. I'm trying to work out what the big punish is. We just like slam Sorin and start drawing cards. The big punish is they have like a Murder Strider or a Bedevil. Dreadbore is another card that's like really missing.
For the sake of all Innistrad, my will must be obeyed.
Alright.
Blood for knowledge, a fair trade.
Yeah, the problem with ever -2ing Sorin straight away is that it can get stomped. So, never do that. Let's go Terra Sunder and a Duress. I think so. I think we got good advances for pretty much everything. Maybe discarding Terra Sunder over Power Kill is a little silly. Hey. I'm just gonna reveal that.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
It's a little dangerous to go left, like low left title with like Sheldred and stuff like that, but jeez, I didn't see these before, I guess. I should have been ready. I'm gonna draw a couple of cards of Sorrow. We can't be too unhappy. I'm gonna leave with Tireless Tracker here, with the aim to then play Binding Oath Gods next turn in response to like a big thing from them, and then have the land trigger it. That's the hope. It's a bit of a pipe dream. Tireless Tracker being an X2 is a bit vulnerable, but hey. It is forcing our opponent to use resources. I'm going to show us that I'm moving for the Tireless Tracker now. Misery Shadow. I so want to reset the board. Maybe we leave the Shadow alone. Save art. Spells. The thing is that we're in danger of getting like Nantico shaded at 12. A little awkward. They know we don't want to block the Bone Crusher. They know we don't want to block the Bone Crusher, right? We are building to something pretty good though. That takes the power kill, which means I can now like look to maybe jam something like Sheldred, which does a decent job of nullifying Tireless Tracker. Though, Titania soon TM. Ooh, Hive. Okay, that starts getting a little bit more dangerous. That were both. We got a 5. And then 3-2. They have the other man land. We just have to block. Yeah. And if you go to 5, they can just like do some shenanigans. You will search for a forest. I'll find the Rin team. Keep the basics floating around in the deck. Play out Titania. We could look to activate Argoth next turn. We also have the Terra Summon to deal with like problematic online permanents. And, hey, yeah, stuff against Death Touch. So I can still do this. Oh, we have to shoot down the Fable T. Nice. Harvester. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so we draw into. Agent's dressed. I'm done. They can't double activate, can they? No, but it's like almost kind of close. And into graveyard gives us some life. Alright. No attacks. They're playing off the top. We're playing off the top. We have like an answer. We have some stuff going on with Argoth. We shall see, we shall see. Prox is a menace. Prox is a menace, man. And we're not like absolutely straight dead to it. They can just bring it back again. They can't bring it back again. What's the best way? They can make multiple attackers. You know, I think our best bet is actually to activate here. Otherwise, we can die to the Hive activation. Feels dumb, but oh, we didn't hit a land. Alright. Yeah, like, they go to combat, we murder Shredder in response. Sorry, we murder Spider and then in response they animate Hive. So we get to attack with it. We have to do this before the Crocs are trigger. Yeah, we're still just dead time. Right. Well, no, but also sort of yes. Well, you're a Reclaimer. Man. See what happens. Yeah, the Spirit tokens will seal it, I think. Oh, we're on 4. We don't lose 3 to the Crocs at trigger. We get to block. Is there a way we get through this? Oh, looks like I got a real spell. Okay, never mind. I was like, otherwise we can actually double block the Hive, block one on Croxer, and live, but unfortunately not. Alright. Well, this has been the longest video I've made in a while. These two games were absolute. But just, yeah, pretty tightly fought. What we call a slobberknocker in the UK, maybe. I hope you've enjoyed the videos. Deck is really, really sweet. If you made it to the end of the video, please drop a like on it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. I have a bunch of stuff planned over the next couple of weeks leading up to Shadows. I think we can get the rest of the way to Pioneer with one more Explorer anthology. I'm going to put together a video looking at designing the perfect anthology to bring us level. Alright, peace soup. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.